Hello, hello. It's Nienke here from ninks.com. I'm going to share with you a video that I previously recorded, actually last year, and never got around to share. So I'm going to do that today, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm using the Gather Together stamp set, and then I'm going to show you a technique where you can paint using your ink pads. So let's get on with that. I've got a card base of Cajun Craze. It's a full sheet cut at 4 1/4 on an 8.5 inch side. And then I've scored it at 5 1/2. So that's our card base that we're going to work with. And I'm going to get my stamp of this nice big leaf and the Cajun Craze ink. And what I also don't want to forget here is my Pierce mat. Because this is a photopolymer stamp, you need some cushioning under that to get a nice clear impression. And I'm just going to start at the top corner here and randomly stamp my leaves for the background. I'm going to speed this part up a bit just because it is nice to watch, but not in real time, as that can take a little bit longer. And it just gives such a beautiful tone on tone color here. Okay, let's stamp our sentiment. I cut this from the Tasteful Label dies. I've been using that quite a bit. I really love those dies. They are beautiful and work for practically everything. Our sentiment right there in the middle, also with the Cajun Craze Stampin' Pad. Now that we have our this done, I also have the pumpkin and the leaf. Now I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I already stamped and die cut the pumpkin and the leaf, and I already started on the base layer so that we can get this going a bit. So I'm going to show you. I used a water brush. Now Stampin' Up has water brushes. I just have a Derwent one. I just had one, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to take my ink pad and then just press in to the middle, and that will give you an ink spot right there. And what I'm going to do with my water brush is just put in a little bit of water, and then you have sort of a watercolor thing going. So I start off with just doing the whole pumpkin. So I'm just going to cover everything. I did the same with the leaf, cover everything with Bumblebee. Just go in the direction that, you know, the artist drew the lines. If you follow the directions, it already gives you a sort of dimension, and where if you're just going to go the opposite direction, the strokes will be just wrong. Okay, so that is our Bumblebee. Now if you use a lot of water, it's going to be light. If you use a lot of ink, it's going to be dark. So I'm just going to take the little bit of the darker ink and just go over, just very roughly. You don't need to be an artist to do this. It's just following the lines. I've realized that with the stamping, it combines everything I love. Coloring, painting, using all of these techniques, creating. I'm just thoroughly enjoying my card making craft. Okay, and then I'm going to just rinse that off. You just push out on the tip on a piece of just kitchen paper. When you're done with that, you can just wipe that clean. I'm not going to mess with that too much. And then I'm going to just use some Cajun Craze to give it some depth. Press my everything down. There we go. Do exactly the same thing. A little bit of water. Now here I want the color to be a little bit brighter. I'm just using the same brush, and I'm now just going to fill in where the shadow would be. So right there at the top, a little bit up the stalk, here at the back, right there on that back side over there. You don't really want to do the front because that's where your highlights is, at the bottom. Want to just blend that out a bit. And then the same with this side, right here where the stalk is, just up the stalk a little bit. On this side, just some shadow at the bottom, and this side over there, and then just into your little lines that the artist drew for you. If you have a harsh line, you can just go over it very softly like that. I did the same with the leaf, just went over everything with Bumblebee, add some Cajun Craze, add some early espresso, and that gives you that beautiful fall leaf look. So let's put this together. I have my card base, my silicone mat, and a piece of the metallic ribbon from the Gilded Autumn Suite. I'm going to use glue dots. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to use my take your pick tool, roll the glue dot up so that it will fit the ribbon, lift it up. Let's put this on my silicone mat so that it won't stick to anything. Do the same with the next one. Just fold your glue dot in half. Make sure that I have it on the right side and stick it onto the ribbon. And now I cut the ends off at an angle so I can decide which angle I want to wear. So about of 3/4 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch over. Just going to stick that down there, then pulling this one tight, try and get it straight here. You know, just do the best you can, and that is how I stuck that on there. 2 little glue dots on either side and just sticking that down. Now I'm going to put the gold leaf down, and I'll probably use some dimensionals for this. Let's put 1. I don't want to want it over the ribbon, so I'm just going to put it a little bit away from the end there. I don't want to have this sag in the middle, so I'm going to put a 1 there, and 4 is probably overdoing it, but you know, there we go. Take your pick tool. Oh, I think that, there we go. No. And we're just going to position this over here like so. Then using dimensionals again for our sentiment. Now we don't want to put any dimensionals at the bottom where the ribbon is or on this area of the leaf. So I'm going to concentrate my dimensionals on this side. Let's put 1 there, 1 there, and 1 over here. Isn't that way easier? Okay, I'm going to center that over there. So on top of that leaf and over the little ribbon. And now we can put this big leaf over there. I like the fact that after you have painted with your ink, it sort of gives it a bit of a warping, and that gives me a leafy, you know, it's a bit, looks like a leaf that's been through the ring of 4. We don't want to put a dimensional down here, and we don't really want to put a dimensional on the gold, so I'm going to concentrate on this, 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 and this. So I'll put my fingers there so I don't forget. There we go. That one there. And I don't want to stick this flat because I like the 3-dimensional effect, so I'm going to put it a little bit more towards the inside. And I think one more here. That should be enough. Could also put one under there, but that will work. I like the way that it stands up and it gives it that dimension. Let's do the pumpkins. Now again, the pumpkins, we don't want to put any dimensionals on here because that'll be so just at the bottom. I think we'll probably go with, that'd be good, 1, 2. You can also use your mini dimensionals here, but I think there's just enough. Yeah, there's enough room for the standard ones there. Making sure that they're not on the, there we go. And that's that. We just need some bling as always, and with this color combination you cannot go with anything else. Oh well, you could do whatever you want, but I love the champagne rhinestones. I'm going to use a big one, put it over here, right on our sentiment, and then the 2 teeny tiny little ones. They are so cute. I just absolutely love what that brings to the card. Just puts it in another level. And then the inside. Now for my inside, I just went ahead because I have been mailing loads of these out to friends. I've just used the same that I used for the previous videos cards. I'll find that now and show you that one if you haven't seen it. And we're just going to put this in the middle. Try and center it here. Now what I like to do is first write my little note before I adhere this down and send it out. If you make a mistake, then you can just replace this insert. So I really had fun sharing this card with you. I hope that you will enjoy making all of your Thanksgiving cards this year, and that I will just see you in the next video. Bye-bye.